How's it going, guys? My name is TJP, and welcome back to another Madden NFL 24 Franchise Week Challenge. Apologize for that. I stuttered there. Not a big deal. We got the Colts, our next AFC team. So, they're an interesting squad. I think they were, 4-12-1. So, I got some work to do, but we got some talented players on the squad. We're going to show you guys the roster. Get on to the gameplay. Before we do, though, leave a like and subscribe if you're enjoying the content, and comment down below videos over socials, playlist, second channel, main channel, down in the description if you do like the content, be TJP. So with that being said, we're going to get on to the gameplay. Rules are down below as well. 5 seasons, Super Bowl, injuries on, not meant to be realistic, and all of that good stuff. And these will be the rules going forward for every single team that we do. All 32 teams. Alright, now let's get on the gameplay. Alright, so here we are. We got the Colts. I'm excited. Very interesting team. I mean, we got some good players. We take a look at the roster. We're going to take a look at each position and see where we can improve, where we can't. Things of that nature. So let's do it. It's obviously Quentin Nelson, but we're starting here. So we got Anthony Richardson, quarterback of the future, rookie QB. We drafted him. So should be interesting, out of Florida. Jonathan Taylor, obviously really good. Want to keep him around on the team. Kenyon Drake as the backup. And we've got some wide receivers here. Pittman Jr. We got Isaiah McKenzie, Alec Pierce. Those are our 3 guys. Got Molly Cox. Farrell Brown. Jelani Woods. Pretty cool. Colin Granson. Bernard Ryman. Then we also got Jake Witt. Quentin Nelson, obviously, star left guard. Superstar left guard. Ryan Kelly is our center. Danny Pinter, right guard. Definitely want to improve that right guard spot. Right tackle, we got Braden Smith. Pay's got him and Tyquan Lewis, left ends. Samson Ebukam as our right end. DeForest Buckner as a defensive tackle, as well as Grover Stewart. Then we got Shaquille Leonard, a.k.a. Shaq. Left outside linebacker. Mid linebacker, we've got some work to do here, but EJ Speed is our guy right now. We got Zaire Franklin, our outside linebacker. Kenny Moore, the second corner, with Brents and Brown. We got free safety. Julian Blacken's our starter. And we've got Nick Cross as our strong safety. Matt Gay, kicker. And then Sanchez is our punter. Got some picks here. Nothing too crazy. But there is some work to be done. If we look at the improved team, obviously, you saw what we need. I want to improve those lines. I mean, we'll rock with Anthony Richardson as the QB. Hopefully he can progress well in the game. We'll see. But right guard is definitely a priority. Got to get a better right guard. So I probably will look to acquire one through a trade right now, as well as a mid linebacker. I think we need to get those 2 positions kind of knocked down. I mean, you could just sign somebody, but I would rather not sign. Well, actually, we could sign like Rashawn Evans. It didn't really fit the scheme of the team, but he could work. So we'll throw him his contract and maybe just try to trade for a right guard. That way we can keep a little bit of our attention. Granted, he doesn't really fit the scheme, but at a 77 overall for 1 year, relatively inexpensive. I mean, that doesn't hurt to have him on the team. And yeah, we might as well trade for a right guard. So we'll see what's out there in the market and go from there. Alright, I traded Al-Qadim Muhammad, a 3rd, 4th, and a 6th round pick to the Cardinals. We're going to get Hernandez and a 7th round pick this year, mainly for that right guard, so it fits the scheme of the team. Plus, Muhammad was on an expiring. So yeah, we're going to get Hernandez, fits the scheme of the team, right guard, and a 7th round pick this year. I didn't try to trade any picks this year. That was my goal. So again, not going to make too much of a difference, I don't think, in terms of how good we're going to be as a team this upcoming season. But worth a shot to have him on the squad for now. Maybe make ourselves a little bit better. I don't know if we're going to make the playoffs this year, but it's worth a shot if we can get there. I guess more than likely I'm seeing ourselves winning maybe 6 or 7 games, which would be, I'd consider that a successful season. And if we miss the playoffs this year, I mean, the stuff that we need to do is correctable. So we'll see how we do at the Hey, we're terrible. Alright, well that's not good. I did not expect to beat 0-7. But we're bad. Alright, we're really, really bad. But it's alright. Let's see what's happening here. Standing wise, I mean, you guys saw we're 6-1. They're not 6-1, but we are brutal. think the Jaguars were 6-1, but we were 0-7, so we're looking bad. That's all right. It's okay. I didn't expect us to make the playoffs this year, but I would have liked to see some improvement. Unfortunately, that is not the case right now. So let's look at the stats and see what's happening. Let's see. Richardson has been kind of not great. 10 interceptions is not good at all. 84.6 passer rating. But again, he's a rookie, so we're going to give him some time to develop. Jonathan Taylor, 4.2 average yards on a carry, 3 TDs, 509 yards. Not amazing. But it's all right. McKenzie's our leading receiver. Pittman Jr., Mo Cox, and Jelani Woods. All right. How's our blocking so far? Nothing incredible. Definitely not great. Tackle-wise, Shaquille Leonard's leading our team in tackles. And we got Kenny Moore II and Julius Brents. Tackles for losses, 10 from Buckner, and he's got 4.5 sacks, lead the team. Grover Stewart with 4. 3 from Samson Ebukam. Tyquan Lewis with 1.5. And I got a couple guys at half block, sack. 4 guys at interception. Matt Gay 5 of 6. Sanchez punting. Then you got your kick return and punt return. Looking at the team, offensively, we're pretty bad because we're not scoring a lot and we're not playing defense. I feel like defense is where we're bad. I mean, we're getting a decent amount of yards, but our PPG is probably near the bottom. Yeah, bottom half of the league. I mean, 20 a game. That's not as bad as I thought it would be. We're at 800 rush yards, which is near the top. Our passing is, in terms of total yards, I mean, it's like middle. So it's actually not as bad as I thought it'd be. Now, how are we defensively? 203 points allowed. That's pretty bad. Our rush defense seems to be, I think, bottom half of the league, but probably more so our passing is the absolute worst. Teams are getting up the field against us and converting. We haven't even forced a fumble this year, but I guess so far. But I guess there's a lot of teams that haven't forced any fumble recoveries either. So there you go. 10 interceptions for the Vikings. That's a lot. I think for now we just let the team rock out. I don't know if we need to make any moves right this moment, especially since, you know, we're not really on the cusp of competing this year. So there's really no need to be aggressive in the trade market. But I am looking forward to see who we could draft in this draft class. There's a couple good wide receivers. I don't want to draft a quarterback if I don't have to, but I wouldn't mind getting a receiver or something to help us out. But with that being said, I will see you guys at the end of the year where, again, we're going to be bad. And hopefully in the offseason, we can look to resolve some of our issues and shortcomings for the second season. All right, so we ended the season 4-13. Not very good at all, but that's okay. Not a big deal. Next season, I'm hoping we can improve. But let's take a look at the stats and see how the players did. So Andy Richardson almost threw for 3,600 yards, 25 TDs, but 20 interceptions, a lot. 65% completion percentage, 89 pass rating. So I want to improve on that. Definitely want to improve on that. Let's see our rushing. I mean, John Taylor ended up having a pretty solid year. Richardson as a scrambler, I mean, rushing wise, I mean, he was pretty good. And Zach Moss, our secondary back. Kenzie receiving was pretty good. Michael Pittman, Josh Downs. Blocking wise, we had a lot of sacks allowed for my liking. Shaquille Leonard, 104 tackles, 88 from Kenny Moore II. Brent's 84. Tackle for loss. I will say that Forrest Buckner, 14 sacks is extremely impressive. 7 from Stewart, 6 from Ebukam, and 4 from Kwity Paye. Pretty good. 6 interceptions for Kenny Moore II as well, and 5 other guys had 1. In terms of kicking, Gay 9-13, Sanchez punting, you got your kick return and punt return in case guys are curious about that. Ashton Doolin getting that action. So 20th in terms of total offensive yards. Again, kind of near the bottom of the league. I want to say a fair bit amount of that might be just due to our passing, which was like middle-ish. Our rush is going to be pretty good. And I say that, and it's actually not as good as I thought it would be. So relatively mediocre. We didn't score too much. 21.8 points per game. But it was alright. Now, defensively, did we step it up at least a little bit in the second half of the season? I mean, we weren't, like, worst in terms of total yards, but we were not very good against the pass. Rushing, though, we were pretty good. We had good rush. A lot of sacks, too. So we did put some pressure on, but unfortunately it's not enough. And, of course, our points allowed worst in the league. So we were pretty bad. I do want to see one thing, which is the standings overall. Where did we finish? Didn't show that part. And if you look at our rankings, you can see there's some work that needs to be done. But we'll fix that. We can correct some of those issues in the offseason. Bills had the best record, 13-4. Obviously, us being 4-13 is going to be one of the worst records in the league. Not the worst, though, but we'll have a top 3 pick, which is pretty cool. At least we should have a top 3 pick. So let's simulate and see who wins the Super Bowl. We'll go on to the offseason. So in the Super Bowl, we have the Eagles beating the Chargers, 28-21. And you can see Jordan Hicks, Super Bowl MVP from the Eagles. Josh Allen, Doug Peterson, Josh Allen, Khalil Mack, got Robinson, and Joey Porter Jr. from the Steelers. Good for them. Getting their championship and award stuff going on. So, let's go on to the offseason. Let's take a look at the contract negotiations. 13 players are up for negotiation. We have a little bit of cap room to play with. Let's see who is going to be a free agent here. Jonathan Taylor is going to be a free agent. We'd like to re-sign him and keep him long-term on the team, but I don't know. He might want to test because he just doesn't have a lot of interest. I might overpay him just so we can keep him. So if I throw him $7 million for $4 million bonus, will that keep him around? It will. So give him a little bit more money than probably needed, but I wanted to keep him. Obviously, Michael Pittman, Kenny Moore, Quiddy, he's got an option, so we'll accept his 5th-year option. Anybody else here? Grover Stewart would like to keep around. I'd like to keep around most of these guys. Maybe even like Rashad Evans. Actually, Rashad Evans could probably walk. We need a different middle linebacker potentially, but Sanchez, a punter. So yeah, let's see if we can keep here and let you guys know who we need to re-sign or find replacements for. All right, so a few of our guys want to test Stewart and Pittman. I would like to re-sign them for sure. At the very least, Stewart, because he's coming off a pretty solid season. Pittman, same, but I'd like to re-sign all of those guys if I can. But some of these guys are going to get back. Not a problem. We're going to go on free agency. If I can't sign them, then we'll try to find replacements for them. But at least I did get Jonathan Taylor back. That was pretty big for us. All right, we had a fairly decent free agency. Nothing too wild or out of the ordinary, but I want to show you guys who we ended up picking up. So we obviously re-signed Pittman. I got Tommy Townsend as a punter. We got Michael Pierce. Fortunately lost out on Grover. He went to the Texans. We got Jaron Kearse, and then Kazir White and Julian Blackman. So a lot of the guys that we got fit the scheme of the team. And, of course, just re-signing Pittman because he's talented. And Tommy Townsend is just a better punter. Well, it works for me. We at least have the draft, a little bit of money to play around. Maybe there's some guys we can trade that aren't expiring that I don't want. So I'll see. Otherwise, I think we're just going to go through the draft and try to take whoever we can get with the 3rd pick. Traded Molly Cox to the Buccaneers just to get another 7th round pick this year and also a 7th round pick next year. So save a little bit of money as well. Got just expiring. Didn't feel like I was going to keep him on the team anyway. So might as well get something for him. Get a young guy. And that's pretty much it for moves. So I'll see you guys at the draft. I'm going to show you guys who we pick with the 3rd pick. Alright, so let's make our pick. I wanted to get Doug Hewitt, potentially, but unfortunately that's not going to be a thing. If I make the selection, who is out there? I feel like all the top wide receivers are gone. The top 2 that I wanted. Actually, no, they're not. So Marvin Harrison is available. I might just take him. I don't really want a QB. So we're good on right tackle. I mean, I need a tight end, but there's no tight ends up here that are good. I don't really want a quarterback. I could go like a 4th times, but honestly, I'm going to take Marvin Harrison. even if he doesn't fit the scheme of the team, we're going to take talent, just go based on talent alone. And yeah, Marvin Harrison is going to be a nice player for us. So, welcome to the squad. All right, I wanted to give you guys a little bit of a draft recap. So let's take a look here. And so you already saw who we took there, Marvin Harrison, as our first pick. But we also got Mike Kane, another tight end, Joey Donahue, Oscar Fitzsimmons, Del Benson, DeAndre Holiday, Noah Whitman, Oscar Hickman, and then Brendan Boyd. So we had a pretty solid draft. I'm happy with getting Marvin Harrison. He's hopefully going to help with our team's future and be a nice target in the next few seasons as he develops. But I will say, we are a little bit low on the cap on this video right now with this team. So hopefully next year we can show some signs of improvement and maybe make the playoffs at some point. So going into this season, I want to take a look at the roster that we have fielded for us on the gridiron. Let's take a look here and see. So our QB is going to be Anthony Richardson, who has jumped up to a 74 overall. We've got Jonathan Taylor. I don't really have any backup running backs. I mean, I'd like to have a backup running back if we could get one at some point. I guess we have Oscar Hickman, who's a fullback. But yeah, a lot of the guys are relatively young. Of course, we got Michael Pittman Jr., who's hurt right now. But we also have Marvin Harrison, who's our second best wide receiver coming in. Josh Downs and Alec Pierce. Jelani Woods. I'd like to upgrade my tight end spot, but I mean, Mike Kane fits the scheme of the team. And he's 21, so he'll eventually probably surpass Jelani Woods. Bernhard Ryman, he is our left tackle still, with the Nelson left guard. Center's going to be Ryan Kelly, he's unexpired. Will Hernandez right guard. And we've got Braden Smith, he's our right tackle. We got Quiggy Pay, he's our left end. Sampson's our right end. DeForest Buckner and Pierce, our defensive tackles. Left outside linebacker, Shaq. Zero White, mid linebacker. Zero Franklin, right outside linebacker. Kane Moore as our corners with Brents. Then we got Blackman as our free safety. And then obviously picked up Jaron Kearse in free agency. He'll be our new strong safety. Matt Gay, and of course Tommy Townsend. And yeah, I mean, a little bit less on the picks. I mean, we do have the Tampa Bay's pick, 2025. But after that, though, a little bit thinner on the picks until 2027, where we'll have everything. But again, with the auto-generated rookies, I don't really care too much since they're not real. Regardless, let's simulate to the midseason point. I'm hoping that the team's going to be a lot better. We'll take a look at the team, see how they're performing, and if I need to make a move at the midseason point, if I feel like we are a piece away and have a chance at competing this season, I'll look to do that. Alright, so unfortunately, we are 2-5. Not looking too good right now. A little bit upset about that. So clearly not quite ready to compete yet. Offensively, we're a bit thin. We're not really running too much this season. Defensively, we look okay in terms of the rankings. Maybe we've had some injuries. But honestly, though, the South is a pretty weak conference. I mean, we're only a game out. So it's not like we're far off. I feel like maybe we could make a move to put us over the top. And maybe that means getting another running back, which I might do. So, I mean, if we could beat the Commanders this week, I mean, we're back to 3-5. Titans and Texans at 3-4. I mean, there's still a chance that we could win and maybe potentially make the playoffs. I think we should try to attempt to get a player in what's it called? Not free, through trade. And I just realized something. Kyle Trask is our starting QB right now. Not even Richardson. Why is Richardson not playing? I don't know. But he's only played one game. So, didn't hurt. That's really why. And I guess that's probably why we've been stinking it up. Because I would really rather have Richardson play. But unfortunately, injuries have killed him. So, there you go. That's possibly what is going on there. I mean, but Kyle Trask, I guess he could be playing for a bit longer. Also, Jonathan Taylor only played one game. Okay, yeah, we're getting crushed by injuries. There we go. That answers my question. So, yeah, we're definitely going to try to get a running back, though. But shout out to Marvin Harrison being our leading receiver, even though he's missed a game. So, I guess that answers my question. Injuries have been kind of killing us a little bit this season. Blocking has been subpar-ish. Xavier White leading tackler, Shaq Leonard, looking pretty solid there. In terms of sacks, 4.5 for Cam. Buckner's got 3.5 from Pierce. So that's cool to see. We have only 4 interceptions as a team. Xavier White leading that department. Kicking, Gay is 7 for 9. And is your kick return, punt return, and punting. So with the injuries, 25th total offensive yards is not really ideal, but then again, it's a bit tough. It's a bit tough when the boys have been hurt. Passing wise, we are near the middle-ish. No, a little bit higher than the middle. Rush, though, worst in the league, and that's because, again, of the injuries. And 16 points per game is second worst as well in the league. And if you look at the defense, which I was trying to get to, our defense has been relatively okay. I mean, you saw the yards. I'd say it's close to being top half of the league. 15-19 total passing yards allowed, which is a little bit further near the bottom. Our rush defense, 748 yards allowed, is not terrible. 159 points allowed is, it could be better. But I do want to make a move for a running back, so I think if we can get another running back here, that would be ideal. So I'm going to try to see if we can get a secondary back to help out this team, make our offense a little bit more dynamic, and just hope that the guys get healthy and we could be back in business. Because obviously dealing with injuries is never fun. And let's just look at the injury report, because I am curious to see what is happening with these injuries and how long these players may be out. They might be out for the season. Richardson, broken collarbone, out 6 weeks. So he looks like he's done for the year. And then Julian Blackman, he's out for 4 weeks with a dislocated ankle. So yeah, we're suffering a little bit of injuries. But let's see if we can make a move, though, to get another run. All right, I traded for DeAndre Swift and Miles Jack from the Eagles for a future first-round pick and a 4th and a 7th-round pick this year. 2 guys that'll help us out, fit the scheme of the team. Swift, in terms of him, he could be a backup running back, especially once Jonathan Taylor kind of acclimates himself again. And then, Miles Jackson would be a pretty solid player, too. All right, sorry about that, guys. There's like a gnat, and I saw it. It flew in my peripherals, and I started looking this way. It was flying over here. I don't know where it went, but I'm going to get it. Anyways, so that's it for moves for me. I want to hope that this team can maybe compete and turn it around this season. If not, we'll just prep for next year. Horrible second half of the season. Yeah, injuries really killed us this year. Once again, going 4-13. Not a very good season, unfortunately. But, the injuries kill you. I mean, it hurts when half your guys are out for a majority of the season, and yeah, it's tough. So, not much you could do about that. Hopefully, in our 3rd season, we could maybe turn things around and try to get to the playoffs. I need everybody to be healthy. I don't want to have to do anything too major, but again, if I have to, I shall. So yeah, Kyle Trask, obviously he just wasn't very good for us. I mean, Anthony Richardson looked like he was on his way to having a pretty good season. 9 TDs, 4 interceptions, 106.5 passer rating. That's not bad. But yeah, it wasn't really a fantastic year from us, unfortunately. And John Taylor missing 6 games at the beginning of the year didn't really help. Shout out to DeAndre Swift, though, getting him. He ended up having a pretty solid season. And he'll be a good, nice running back as a backup. So I'm excited for that. Josh Downs, over 1,000 receiving yards. That's pretty cool. Harrison, as a rookie, was pretty good. Pittman Jr. And then Mike Kane. Blocking. Definitely want to improve our tackles, I think, if they're going to let out 11 sacks. Defensively, let's go back there. Kind of skimmed past that by accident. Your White, 117 tackles for him. Shaq Leonard, 110. Jaron Kearse, 93. So that's good to see. How are our sacks looking? Looks like Buckner led the way with 9. Yep, DeForest Buckner. We're going to have to re-sign him. Evan Cam with 6.5. 5.5 from Michael Pierce. So sack-wise, looks like we were pretty good on that front, pressuring QB. But interceptions, Kenny Moore II with 4. 2 from White and Leonard. 1 from Rush and Miles Jack. Matt Gay, 13 of 18. Then your punting, kick return, and punt return. So nothing too wild going on there, but the team was definitely lackluster. 27 in terms of total offensive yards. Do we have our pick this year? I hope we do. but there's a chance we don't. If we do, might use it to actually trade for somebody that could really help us, or multiple players. Because I don't know if I want to draft a rookie, but I do want to start trying to make the playoffs. Hopefully by next season, we can get everybody healthy. But yeah, 52-72 yards. Nothing too crazy there. Our passing was probably middle of the back because of, well, actually top half. But yeah, rush near the bottom. And then points per game, 18.9 is pretty bad. Yeah, we didn't have a good offensive season. Defensively, in terms of total yards allowed, near the bottom in that department as well. And we also allowed a fair bit amount of points, scored 429. Not going to cut it if we're trying to win games, which we are. We're trying to win games. Clearly didn't do that. Didn't succeed at what we were trying to shoot out for. But, again, a lot of it has to do with injuries. So, hopefully everybody can stay healthy. Again, 4-13, not a good record. But, if we can get everybody healthy, we can make some good moves in the offseason to improve our team. Then I'll be happy. We actually ended up having the worst record. So, we're going to have the number 1 pick. I'm going to trade that. I don't think I want to draft anybody with the number 1 pick. I could be wrong, though. I might be wrong on doing that. We could, if there's like a really good rookie out there, maybe we take him. But for now, I'm leaning towards trading it for something really good. Super Bowl 59, Jets win over the Packers, 45-10. That's a pretty wild game if I've ever seen one myself. Aaron Rodgers, Super Bowl MVP against his former team. You can see the awards there. Drake getting Offensive Rookie of the Year. Lamar Ferguson from the Broncos, Defensive Rookie of the Year. Simmons from the Titans. Chiefs, Patrick Mahomes, MVP. Also Zach Taylor, Coach of the Year. It's going to the offseason. Close to $64 million. A couple guys that are going to be free agents that we want to re-sign. So that's going to eat into the cap space. Definitely want to re-sign DeForest Buckner. It looks like he wants to stay on the team. So we can give him like a contract here. But I'm going to work on this stuff and I'll let you guys know who we keep. Let's see if he accepts that. And he does. So that's works for me. So yeah, Ryan Kelly, wouldn't mind keeping him. Earl Hernandez. But everybody else, these guys can kind of just walk. There's nothing really too crazy with them. So we'll see if we could fill out our squad in free agency also. See what we want to do with that number 1 pick. All right. Well, we're going to have a little bit of money to play with here. I got right guard that I got to re-sign. Will Hernandez did not want to re-sign. I need some right ends. I need some really good players. I mean, Wyatt Teller, we could sign him. Josh Sweat would be pretty cool. Go Josh. Get him on the team. Throw him like a 5.5, 7.5 offer. That should be able enough to get him. And yeah, I need to get I could offer like Wyatt Teller a contract if he really wants it. I mean, he's got the talent. Doesn't really fit the scheme of the team, but that is a talent upgrade right there. So we'll throw him a contract too if he wants to come here. Not a big deal if he doesn't. Joku could be a good option too if we want to improve our tight end, because I feel like Mike Kane is kind of 22 years old, but we could also move like Jelani Woods, and then Joku could be our contract, tight end. So yeah, I'm gonna see what's out there then in the trade market for that first pick if there's anything good. Maybe throw in Woods, a couple other guys, and try to get some help on the team. All right, so nothing too crazy with our free agency. We only signed a couple guys, but I definitely think it will help out. So we did get we got Josh and Joku. Drake and I was gonna say Drake and Josh, but David, obviously David Joku, Josh went. So pretty good. Both of them fit the scheme, right end, tight end. I didn't make a trade yet for the pick, but I did look at a couple offers. I'm gonna see if there's anything I could do now that I have the people that I have in free agency. So in advance a week, we'll look to make the move before the draft. Actually, maybe I might do it during the draft, because if there is somebody out there that I might want, then we could keep the pick. So let's see. I'm going to take a look, and if I decide to make the pick, I'll show you guys. Otherwise, we're just going to make the trade, and you'll see the trade. I'm going to do this with the Lions. I'm going to trade down. We're going to get first-round pick 2022, pick 2022, pick 22, pick 54. We're going to get first-round pick next year, 2027 first, a second and a third in 2026. And I can use those to potentially make a package here for a future or just like another player. So if I was going to make a trade, it would have had to have been after this. So yeah, I guess with that being said, I'm not even going to show you guys the pick. You guys saw the trade. I'll see you guys at the draft recap. We'll have some rookies to add to the team. And I'll look to see if I can make a move with some of these future picks. Either the start of the start of the third season, or if not, maybe the middle of the third season. But at least we have draft capital, so that's helpful. All right, well, draft recap. Maybe it wasn't a smart decision to trade the first pick. We'll see if that will end up biting me in the butt. I don't think it would be able to tell anyway. But you guys can see, not a bad draft, but we got 6 guys in the draft. A couple second rounders, 4th, 5th, and 7th. So pretty solid stuff. We ended up getting Rashawn Lowe, defensive tackle. Kyrie Hamlin. So, alright. Decent, but I definitely want to see if there's any moves we could potentially do either now or at the start of the third season, because there's definitely some improvements we can make to this team. Third season is upon us, and we're looking at the roster. We got to take a look and see what is rocking here with the Colts. Again, I've been fairly patient for the most part. I mean, we made a couple moves here and there, but nothing too wild. Anthony Richardson is our QB. Jonathan Taylor, Swift is our backs. Pretty solid stuff there. Pittman, Harrison's up to an 87, which is cool to see. Downs. Joku's our new tight end. Who we signed, but we still have Kane drafted, who's ended up being pretty solid. Bernhard is our left tackle. Got Quentin Nelson as our left guard. Center's Ryan Kelly, right guard. DeAndre Holiday. Want to probably get a right guard. Maybe a left end. We'll see. Usually the right end. Pretty good there. Defensive tackle. Looks okay. Shaq is our left outside linebacker. Peter White. We keep another mid linebacker too. Miles Jack, right outside linebacker. Kenny Moore. Brents. Rush. Corners. Free safety. Blackman. And then strong safety. So John Kears. A.k.a. the shortstop. Kicker and a punter. Alright. Well, we do have a little bit more draft cap to play with. I do think there are some moves we could make to improve the team. And let's just take a look at the improved team functionality really quickly, just so you guys have an understanding of who we've got here. So, team needs right guard is absolutely necessary. I mean, I guess we could theoretically sign a guard, but yeah, there's really nobody out there in free agency that I would want. So, we're going to try to trade for one, see if we can get an improvement there on our right guard spot to start off the season. I really want to go with a rookie, 65 overall, whatever it was. So, let's see if we can upgrade that position pronto. Alright, I'm very, very close to getting this deal done. I'm just going to throw in a 7th round pick, and this should get the job done. And I will be happy with that. I will throw a 2028 7th rounder. That should get the job done. I don't really need a 2027 rounder, but I'm going to throw these two picks in. I know it sounds crazy. 2 picks and a 7th. We're going to get Nick Bolton. Needed another mid linebacker. That's going to be huge there. We get Trey Smith as a right guard. 2nd, 3rd, 4th, and a 5th round pick. So, again, I guess we're stacking up on that draft capital. They actually don't want to do that 7th round pick. So what if I did 2 7th round picks instead? They're just 7th rounders. I don't really need those. And done deal. All right. I don't think we're going to be bad. So I'm risking it with those picks. Thank you, Chiefs. We'll see if that helps out the team. I hope it does. We did need a right guard and a mid linebacker. Let's see how the team does. If we can stay healthy, I feel like we should be able to make the playoffs if we can stay healthy. That's a big if. So far, our hard work is paying off. We're 7-0. Looking like this might be our best chance to make the playoffs. I don't want to jinx it, but our offense is absolutely insane this year. Defensively, we're nothing too crazy, but offensively, scoring the most points per game, 3rd most passing yards per game, 2nd in rushing. That's what I'm talking about right now. So we're looking really good. Let's take a look at the stats and see what that's all about. So health-wise when we're healthy, looking good. And Anthony Richardson is having an absolutely excellent season so far. 786 yards, 13 TDs, 3 interceptions, 76% completion percentage, which is really good, and 122.9 pass rating. That is excellent. Love to see that. Cooper Rush, shout out to the boy, being a backup. Rushing-wise, John Taylor looking good, 571 yards, 7 TDs. We got Richardson and Swift as well as a secondary back. Receiving-wise, Marvin Harris, our leading receiver. Shout out to him. He's been really good. Pittman Jr., Downs, and yeah, even Taylor's getting some receiving in there, so that's good to see. Blocking-wise, we're looking better for the most part. Only allowed 8 sacks so far. Nothing crazy. Shaq Leonard, 54 tackles, 51 from Bolton. So he was a good pickup for us. 41 from Brent. So like to see that. Our sacks. Looks like Buckner's leading the way with 5-4 from Sweat. So that was a good signing for us. We got, what is that? 11 sacks as a team. Too crazy. And only 3 interceptions. More rush and cross. Kicking-wise, Gay is 8 of 9. Tommy Townsend looking good as a punter. Then you got your kick return and punt return. And shout out to Connor Weddington. 1 TD. 1 TD, baby. So clearly number 1 offensive team in the league with total offensive yards. And you can thank our great amount of passing, which is top 3, and our rush, which is number 2. Of course, you saw that already, and we are scoring the most points per game. How are we defensively? Well, I mean, you kind of got an idea of how we were. Nothing wild, but, it's passable so far. I guess that's what matters, that it's passable. If we look at our rush yards, 711 rush yards puts us right around there. Yeah, 159 points allowed. So people are scoring a little bit on us, but we are outscoring teams. And if we can kind of keep up this pace, we should be able to make the playoffs. That's what I'm hoping for. Everybody staying healthy. Let's see how we do in this final stretch of the 3rd season. Well, we ended up making the playoffs 12-5 and taking on the Chiefs, ironically, the team that we made a trade with. Fortunately, could not finish the season as the best team in the AFC. A little bit upsetting, but I guess, Raiders went 15-2 somehow. So shout out to them. I mean, we were still a good team. It's not like we weren't good. Rams missed out on the playoffs 10-7. That's tough. Very tough. You hate to see that. But glad that we made our trade because where are the Lions, by the way? Lions 4-13. So the Chiefs are gonna get a good pick out of it. So shout out to the Chiefs. But hey, we got 2 good players from them. Let's see. Offensively, we were really good. Top 5 offensive PPG. You can see that. We were really good at the rush. Passing was pretty solid. Defensively, we're all right. Nothing too crazy. A little bit worried, but we'll see. You know, EA loves the Chiefs. But honestly, this year, I feel like they haven't won that much. Ironically. Seems it's a little varied. Then again, I guess football is a little bit harder to predict because, it's a one game kind of thing. I will say Richardson was pretty solid, almost 20 TDs, 11 interceptions, 10.4 passer rating. That's good. 71% completion percentage. I like that. I like that a lot. Rushing, over 1,000 rush yards from Taylor, 13 TDs. That is very good, more than acceptable, as well as Richardson, who was really good at rushing as well, and so is Swift. All of those guys over 500. Marvin Harrison, excellent season from the second-year player. 7 TDs and over 1,000 receiving yards, nearly 1,100. Pittman Jr. and then Downs, as well as David Njoku, doing their thing out there. Blocking, not too bad. I mean, Bernhard, I'd like to maybe replace him with a better left tackle at some point in this video. Shaquille Leonard, 141 tackles and 10 tackles for losses, so shout out to him there. Nick Bolton was really good, 124 tackles, so he was being aggressive. And I could see there, we've got some Buckner action, 13 sacks, 11 from Sweat. Love that. Beautiful stuff. Or Swayat. Imagine with Swayat. I say Sweat. Sweaty. Joshy. Okay? Joshy. Anyways, some people might say it might be Swayat. I don't know. Let me know in the comments below if I'm saying it wrong. Probably am. And then you guys can complain that I don't know anything. 6, 8, 9, 10. All right, beautiful. 10 interceptions as a team. Matt Gay, 14-17. Tommy Townsend, 40 punts. Pretty cool. And, of course, you got your kick return and punt return, which we've already kind of looked at. Nothing really changed there. So, yeah, top 3 in offense of yards total, which is pretty good. Only the Raiders and the Chiefs ahead of us, ironically. Passing-wise, that's maybe where we were a little bit lower, but Well, not even by much. I mean, we're still in the top half of the league. Our rush was also third, or fourth rather, and 26.3 points per game. Pretty high up there. So yeah, offensively we're pretty good. Now defensively, man, the Raiders just also good defensively somehow. I don't know how they do it. They're just really good. Colts, all right. Yeah, passing wise, we were middle. Rush defense, top half of the league, top third, 392 points allowed. That is a little bit high, but we were good enough. A lot of sacks, I will say that. Let's see here how we're going to do against the Chiefs. Of course, we're going to go into the Super Sim and watch. And, you know, when it's a Super Bowl, we hop on in if we're going to win. But we're not going to hop on in here. We're just going to watch. Maybe try to slow it down a little bit if it's close. But let's see if we can beat the Chiefs. We are the home team, so that's maybe promising, maybe not. All right, we're hopping on into the Super Sim, and let us see how we do. So we were going to simulate to the end of the game. Starting it off with a touchdown, 7-0 in the first quarter. Love that. Getting another touchdown there, 14-0. Field goal there for the Chiefs, 14-3. In the second half, third quarter, fourth quarter, 17-9. Can we hold them? They tie the game, but we win on a field goal. Ooh, boy. Intense. As we advance to the divisional, 20-17 in the wild card. Let's go. The boys just able to escape the Chiefs' wrath. So love that. Beautiful stuff there. Oops, meant to show you guys how we did, but I skipped past it. My mistake. Not a problem. We're going to head on into the next matchup. I guess I might as well just stay here at this rate since we're already here. We'll auto-upgrade these players. And yeah, we're going to the divisional. Who are we going to be taking on? We're going to be taking on... Actually, I don't know. We got to advance a week. Well, we look at the box score, I guess. I wanted to show you guys how we did. So there it is. Player stats. Usually don't look at these, but we're looking at them now. Look at just the Colts. That's all I care about. Rich Simmer's pretty good. 2 TDs, 1 interception. Not bad. I mean, nothing crazy. I mean, shout out to him as rushing as well. And Taylor is not playing. That's great. Alright, I forgot to show you guys the playoff bracket. I'm going to show you guys now. We're taking on the Ravens. Not that it really matters, but I like to show you guys the bracket. I mean, there it is right there. Cowboys in the bottom right corner, if you guys cared. I mean, you might care. You might care. Maybe we play them if we get to the Super Bowl. But we'd have to get to the Super Bowl. There's the Baltimore Ravens rankings. Let's go to the Super Sim and see if we can beat them. And here we go. We are about to enter the Super Sim, and let's see how we can fare against the Ravens here. Start off with a possession touchdown in the first quarter, 7-0. Now we scored another one, 14-0 us. They get a touchdown back, though, 14-7, and they tie it up at the half, 14-14. They get a field goal. We need to score here, and we do, 21-17. They score, though. It's close, 24-21. Can we get a stop? We do. And we end up beating them by the hairs of our chinny chin chin, getting a touchdown there at the end, 28-24. Shout out to the boys. Richardson, 300 yards, 2 TDs, 71.8 completion percentage. Solid game indeed. Let's see, we're taking on the AFC Championship. All right, we got the boys in Buffalo, AFC Championship. You can see their team is pretty good, especially defensively. They might be able to stop our offense. I mean, not that they're amazing. They're not really amazing at the rush, but they do pass the ball well. Obviously, having Josh Allen helps a little bit with that. All right, well, let's see how we do against them. If we win, we go to the Super Bowl. If we don't, then it's a good season, and we try to build upon it. All right, here we are, AFC Conference Championship. We're going to Super Sim this bad boy, jump forward to the end of the game, and see how we do. Buffalo starts off with possession. They get a touchdown, 2 touchdowns right away in this first quarter, and they're up 21-0, 28-0. We cannot play defense or score. We are getting absolutely destroyed. Wow, we finally scored a touchdown when the game was way out of reach. 42-7. That was an absolute slaughterhouse of a game there. Yep, we got destroyed. So the Bills going to... Why was his head like that? Did you see that? His head was not attached to his body. A little bit gross. Yeah, Richardson did not play great. Josh Allen had a field day with us, and our defense was absolutely atrocious. All right, shout out to the boys. Got to get some corners. Got to get some corners. We need some better cornerbacks. There you go. 42-7. Yikes. All right, well, Super Bowl 60. Bills beat the Cowboys. Cowboys were waiting for us, ironically, but we got destroyed. And Bills ended up winning the Super Bowl. Good season. Unfortunately, just not good enough. Way it ended. But AFC Conference Championship is definitely promising, for sure. Mahomes, MVP, McDaniels, Coach of the Year, Jacobs, Player of the Year, Offensive, Chris Jones, Defensive Player of the Year. Offensive Rookie of the Year, Kerry Pear from the Saints, and Jameson Gerard from the Chargers. So, good season. We got 2 more years. It's going over 4th season. Let's try to get some better cornerbacks to improve our defense against the passing. We got about 10 players up for negotiation, so let's see who said players will be. Would like to keep Swift on the team if we can as a backup. Of course, we got Anthony Richardson. He's got a 5th-year option, which we're going to accept. Yeah, we'd like to keep Quiddy on the team. Braden Smith, wouldn't mind. I wouldn't mind keeping Bernhardt, but if I can get a better one, I wouldn't mind. Jelani Woods, I never ended up trading him. I don't think I need him, though. Pierce. These other guys here, Cross, Roddy Thomas. Nothing wild. I mean, Miles Jack could get better right outside linebacker, honestly, in free agency or something like that. So I'm going to negotiate to see if we can keep any of these guys on the team, and then I'll let you guys know who we can't keep. All right, so Braden Smith wants to test. That's fine. I don't really need any of these other guys too much, but we have a little bit of money to play around with. I'd like to get a better right outside linebacker. If there's anybody out there in free agency, or maybe potentially through a trade that we could do, that'd be great. I do want to get some corners as well. So let's advance to the start of free agency. I'll see what we can pick up on the team, and I'll let you guys know in the recap. All right, we had an okay free agency. I mean, I want to take a look at it and see what we did. I mean, for the most part, I think we made some improvements to the squad. Obviously, we re-signed Braden Smith. I got Kyle Juszczyk just to be a fullback. I mean, it's on a 1-year deal, I think. So, yeah, it's not too bad. Khalil Mack is a right outside linebacker for a 1-year deal. Works. Rocky Sin, another corner depth for 1 year. And then we got Cameron Thomas, a younger right outside linebacker for 2 seasons. Isn't terrible as well. Both of them don't really fit the scheme, the right outside linebackers, but just to help us out there. And obviously, Rocky said maybe a little bit more corners could help us out there. I'm hoping. But I do like the squad. We got the draft, but it's all rookies, auto-generated rookies. So I'll just see you guys start of the 4th season. All right, so start of the 4th season, and the game said we were the favorites, Super Bowl favorites. So I don't know if that's going to last or not, but I will say our team is looking pretty good. Look at the roster. Take a look and see how the team is looking. It's pretty solid. Quentin Nelson's our best player still. Andy Richardson's up to the 80s. So that's cool to see. He's coming off a solid year. Taylor's having a good look. He's primed to have a good year. Same with Swift. Kyle Juszczyk is our fullback. Got 2 fullbacks now. We got Harrison, Pittman Jr., Downs, and Bankston. Not too many wide receivers on the team. 2 tight ends, Joku and Kane. We've got Bernhard and Curry Hamlin on the squad. Quentin Nelson, obviously our left guard. We got centers Ryan Kelly still. Right guard is Trey Smith. Braden Smith, right tackle. Left end is Quee Pay. We got 5 right ends right now, which might move a couple of those guys potentially for different players, different positions. Buckner and Lowe as our defensive tackles. Shaquille Leonard is our left outside linebacker. Right outside mid linebacker is Bolton. And then we've got Khalil Mack as our right outside linebacker. Corners, Kenny Moore the second still with Julius Brents and Rocky Sin now on the squad. Free safety still Julian Blackman. And then our strong safety still Jalen Kearse. So hopefully we can be better on the defensive end. We also have the Detroit Lions pick this season. I didn't trade that. That could be valuable if the Lions are bad. Only time will tell. But I'm hoping we'll be good. We should be good because on paper we have a good team. Can we stay healthy? That remains to be seen. And can we perform up to standards? That also remains to be seen. But I'll see you guys in mid-season where if we're not doing well, there might be some changes need to be made. All right, I'm looking at the team, and we're honestly 3-4, which isn't very good. But I will say, even though we are 3-4 currently right now, we do have the lead on the division. But it's not great. It's not a great start to the season. Not really what I was expecting. So hopefully in our second half of the year, we could be good. So I might need to make a move to maybe put ourselves above the rest. So could use that Lions pick. So I don't really think I need it. That might be something we might want to look to do. But yeah, looking at our our defense is still really bad. Yeah, I gotta get something for our defense. We're not really scoring a lot either for some reason. I don't know what's going on there. We do have some trade offers here. Let's see what he is being asked to be traded for. I'm curious to see what the offers are looking like. I do need a corner. Benjamin, no, I don't really want him. Yeah, no, I don't really like any of these deals. Okay. I'll have to make my own. That's fine. I expected that. But let's see the stats and assess if there's something going on with the squad. I mean, we're not doing bad. We still make the playoffs, but not looking too great right at this moment. And yeah, Richardson's not having that great of a season. A little bit of a down year if you want to go that route. So hopefully he can pick that up post mid-season point. Jonathan Taylor, 70 carries. Is all right. Receiving wise, Harrison's looking pretty good. Harrison's been good for this entire video. Pittman Jr. has been all right. Just doesn't have any TDs, which is kind of weird. Josh Downs, though, has. Blocking, Quentin Nelson's a monster. We're not doing too bad at the blocking position. Hamlin's been good. Bolton leading the team in tackles, 54, 46 from Leonard. In terms of sacks, we've got 3.5 from Buckner, 2 from Perryman, and then half from these guys. We've got 5 interceptions of the team. Brent's leading the way. Kicking, Matt Gay, Super Gay. Tommy Townsend punting, and we got our kick return and punt return, aka our special teams. Let's see what we have offensively. 20th in total offensive yards. Like I said, a bit low. You saw our scoring is a bit low as well. Bottom 5. I got to figure out what we need to do here defensively in terms of total yards. Our pass defense just isn't it. So we got to fix that. And again, maybe it requires us to be... How are we efficient? Are we efficient in the red zone? We're like the worst. Second worst only to the Dolphins. Yeah, we're struggling a bit. We're struggling a bit. But I think we need to figure out if there's any way we can solve this situation that we have in terms of defending better against the passing. So let's see if there's maybe some kind of move out there that we can make to improve the team on that regard, to make ourselves a little bit more of a dynamic defensive team. But other than that, I mean, I think we're good for the most part. So yeah, let's see if there's any trades we can make. All right, I made a trade here with the Dolphins to get Holland and Kohau. So a really good free safety fits the scheme of our team, as well as a younger cornerback for our first round pick this year, a future 4th and a future 6th. So the Dolphins helping out your boy there. I do think that'll make us better defensively. Hopefully defend better against our passing, our passing defense, and allow less passing yards per game with a little bit more coverage. And it'll also, in turn, make our defense PPG lower and make our rank higher. Let's see what ends up happening. I mean, I think this team's should be good. I mean, we're 3-4 right now. I'm hoping at least we can make the playoffs again, and anything can happen from there. Okay, so we ended up making the playoffs. 9-8, not great, but it was enough to make it. And we're taking on the, I almost said the Colts. We're taking on Chargers, and defensive pass yards per game 20th, so it did lower a little bit, but nothing too crazy. Stepped it up a bit on offense, that helped too. But 9-8, everybody else was 6-11 in the standings. So I'll take it. Take what I can get. As long as we make the playoffs, we have a shot trying to get back to the AFC Conference Championship. It'll be tough. We're a bit weaker this year, but we are at least a home team, so that'll be helpful against the Chargers. Look at the playoff bracket. In case you guys are curious, we are right there. Bottom left corner. Cowboys, once again, the bottom right corner. Not going to disrespect them. And let's look at the standings. So the standings, I mean not standings, the stats. We already saw the standings. Look at the stats. Richardson, better in the second half of the year, for sure. 26 and 10. 69, nice. 104.5 passer rating. Love it. How's our Russian looking? John Taylor, nice year. 1,270 yards, 11 TDs. We will definitely take that from the man, the myth, the legend himself. DeAndre Swift looking good as a secondary back. Receiving-wise, Marvin Harrison, 884 yards from him, 804 from Pittman. For some reason, he did not have a touchdown. Weird. Josh Downs up at 9. I like that. Quentin Nelson's a beast. Didn't allow any sacks. We were definitely pretty solid in the blocking end. Bolton led the team in tackles by far. 125, 1.5 sacks as well from him. Buckner's probably going to have the most sacks. He had also had 16 tackles for losses, which is pretty impressive. And he did. Perryman, 5.5 from him. Bolton did his job as well. How many games did Josh play? 17. Okay. He just... guess they're rolling with Perryman a little bit more. So that's cool to see. I mean, he's looking like he's good. He could be good, so I'm not too mad about that. Getting good mentorship as well. Matt Gay doing his thing out there, too. I actually didn't see the interceptions. Looks like Brent's had 4, which led the team. Yep, and a bunch of guys with 1. We have our punting, and then your kick return, and punt return if you guys are curious. So, yeah, we ended up with 10th in terms of total offensive yards. That's pretty good. So, that's top third of the league. And you could thank our rushing for that. Because our passing, I mean, not awful, but more like in the middle. But actually top half of the middle. So, you could really say it's top third almost, because you can see the scroll bar. And, of course, our rush, third in the league. Nice. 21.4 points per game. We stepped it up in the second half of the year offensively, which I like to see. Defensively, didn't do too much of an improvement. It was a slight improvement, I would say. As total yards allowed was still pretty low, or pretty high, rather. But our passing, I guess, dipped a little bit. And then our rush was honestly not great. But points allowed, 292, did decrease as well. So hopefully we can hold off the Chargers in the wild card. We're going to go to the Super Sim. I'll see you guys once I'm there. Alright, so here we are. I do think we have the better team on paper, but Justin Herbert does scare me a little bit. But let's see how we can do here. They have possession. We have possession now. They have possession. They're going to score there 7-0 second quarter. We score right back. Can we go into the half of the lead? We can't. 10-7 them. And it's going to be 10-7 them. We need to get a stop. We don't. 17-7. We get a field goal. So we score 17-14. They score 24-14. We score. We got to score here. Get a stop. We don't. We lose by 3 in the wild card to the Chargers. Dang it. By 3 points. By 3 points. 3 points. Oh, brother. Yep, there he is. Justin Herbert, man. He was pretty good, too. 75% completion percentage. 2 TDs. John Taylor, 17 carries, 80 yards. I like a little more out of him. Harrison, Pittman. We were close, but no cigar. Lost in the wild card. We got one more season. Let's see if we can maybe build upon this. And hopefully maybe win. I don't know. I want to win a Super Bowl. So we have the Chiefs beating the Eagles 17-14 in the Super Bowl. Zaya's got the Super Bowl MVP. Mahomes MVP. Sirianni with the Coach of the Year. Patrick Mahomes, Offensive Player of the Year. Micah Parsons with the Defensive Player of the Year. Roberto Cruz, and Jalen Straight, the Chargers. Yeah. Pretty solid stuff. Let's go on our 5th and final season. We got a little bit of work to do in the offseason. some guys to re-sign, some guys to possibly replace. Let's head on over there. All right, got a lot of players up for negotiation. I'm curious to see who those players are. Marvin Harrison has a 5th-year option. We are accepting that because, man, is he good. Nelson, need to keep him on the team. That's for sure. So we'll try to re-sign him. Josh Downs, we mind keeping him. Brents, Kenny Moore, Leonard. Yeah, there's some guys that we want to keep on the team. So, of course, Tommy Townsend. I mean, I guess as a punter, but we don't really need it too much. But Matt Gay is kicking. Okay. So yeah, there's some guys we want to keep. Let's offer and see who we can end up keeping on the team. All right, I actually surprisingly re-signed a lot of the guys I wanted to re-sign. I'm gonna let Jaron Kearse walk. I don't feel like I need him anymore. He's getting up there in age, so we could look to replace him as a strong safety if there's anybody out there in the market. I need to get a punter, but after that, I mean, there's some minor moves we can make, but for the most part, it's just making sure that everybody else develops well and. Potentially we'll have some picks 5th and final season at the mid-season point to maybe just make a huge acquisition. That's about it. That's all I really got for you. Alright, nothing too crazy here in terms of signings. I guess I can't show you, but I did pick up Von Bell, and also I think I picked up, let me see, did I pick him up? Yes, Jake Camarda is our punter. But I did, yeah, and I picked up Von Bell to be a new strong safety. So that's about it for moves in terms of free agency signings. We're just going to simulate to the 5th and final season. I'll see you guys once I'm there. So heading into the 5th and final season, let's take a look at the roster that we're going to be fielding for now. I might make a move, but not right this moment, I don't think. But quarterback, obviously, going to be Anthony Richardson. He's here. Still got Jonathan Taylor and Swift. It's our backs, 2 backs. Kyle Juszczyk, just re-sign him as a fullback in case we just need him for spots. Marvin Harrison, superstar kind of guy. Pittman Jr., Downs, looking good as well. Tight end, we've got Kane as our tight end. Joku is kind of our backup now, which is fine. Left tackle, still got Bernhard, which is cool. Quentin Nelson, he's our left guard. Center is going to be Kelly still. Maybe we have to upgrade Kelly because he's getting a bit up there in age. Trey Smith, right guard, looking pretty solid there. We've got Braden Smith as our right tackle. Left end's going to be Pay. Sweat still at right end. Buckner, defensive tackle. Kind of regressed a bit, but still looking good. Low is out there as well. Jack Leonard is our left outside linebacker. Right mid linebacker. Bolton still looking really good. Right outside linebacker. Cameron Thomas. So that's interesting there. Corners, we've got Kenny Moore II, Brents, and Cater. He's coming off a pretty solid year. Free safety's got Javon Holland. That's going to be exciting stuff there. And, of course, Von Bell is our safety. So we'll see how well we do here. Kicking punters, Matt Gay and Jake Marta, as you saw. I mean, the team's looking good on paper. I think we have a chance to be really good this year once again and make the playoffs. I mean, I don't see why we shouldn't be able to. There are some moves we could make at the mid-season point if we are kind of in a weird spot. I could look to make a move now if I really wanted to. Maybe upgrade the center position now. Maybe upgrade the right outside linebacker. And then we save some of our picks. Either one would work now, potentially. I mean, not to say that Ryan Kelly's bad, but Ryan Kelly's a bit up there in age. So let's see if there is anything out there in the market, whether it's for a center or, you know, a right outside linebacker right now. Otherwise, I will just wait to make those moves potentially at mid-season point, or, you know, maybe not make them at all. But we do have some picks that I would like to get rid of since it's the 5th and final season, and hey, my job's done after this video. So in this fantasy world, whoever takes over me, they could have, that's their problem, not mine. All right, Ryan Kelly, Cameron Thomas, and a first-round pick to the Browns. We're going to get Jeremiah Owusu-Koramoah. So Koramoah is going to be our new right outside linebacker. That means I do need to get a center now since I traded both of them in that one trade. So we're going to be getting a right outside linebacker. We just did, and now we got to get a center. So let's do it. All right, my final trade here, which is going to go through McCoy, Penning, and Massey for Culliver or Nails and 2 first-round picks. So we get McCoy, center, fits scheme of the team, Penning, another left tackle, and a younger defensive tackle, kind of just to back up and fits the scheme in case there's any injuries. Nothing too wild there, but those are going to be my final 2 trades, probably for the entire video. I'm hoping that we'll be good for the rest of the season, and yeah, that's all I got for you guys. I'm hoping that we could be good and compete and potentially win and go far in the postseason, aka the playoffs, possibly win a Super Bowl. That's always the goal, but I don't know. I'm hoping we can stay healthy and all that good stuff that I just said will happen. See you guys in midseason. We'll look at the team and assess it. And in typical EA fashion, we are 2-4. Not good at all. Donahue's getting trade offers. We could review them. Anything good? Let's see. This might be okay. 5th round pick and Lonnie Carmichael. Kirby Joseph and 2 7s from the Raiders. Could do that. You know what? We'll do that. We'll do Kirby Joseph and 2 7th rounders. Which I don't know if that means I need another mid linebacker now, but I'm doing it anyway. I'm helping ourselves out. Our passing yards per game is 21st. Oof, we're also not scoring well. My guess is that we've had injuries, and that's why we're 2-4. But because of that, now we're in a really crummy situation where, yeah, we do have a few injuries. 4 weeks, 1 week. Crummy situation where if we gotta play well. We gotta be like 10 and we gotta go 8-3 the rest of the way to make the playoffs. It's gonna be tough for us. We dug ourselves in a bit of a hole. But let's look at the stats, see what's going on. Who's doing bad and who's not. I'm looking at Richardson. It's not looking great. I mean, he's not really throwing a lot. 5 TDs, 3 interceptions. So it could be throwing a little bit more. I wish he threw a little bit more. I mean, if we're running, I mean, Taylor's been okay. 505, 3 TDs. I mean, that's pretty solid. Receiving wise downs, Harrison has missed a game, which is unfortunate. So he has not played as much. You can see our sacks. Trevor Penning has been kind of bad. Wosu Koromora has been pretty good. 55 tackles. Bolton 47. 33 from Bell. Kenny Moore the second with 32 tackles for loss. He's got 10. And sacks. Perryman 2, 1.5 from Wosu Koromora. Buckner down here. Yeah, he has not been as good. I mean, he's older now, so it makes sense. 2 interceptions from Bolton and a bunch of interceptions from these guys down here. Kicking wise, Gaze 3 of 5. And Camarda's punting. You see the kick return and punt return as well. Yeah, I could tell we're just not very good offensively. But there's really not much I can do. I think we're kind of at that point where we kind of just need to roll with the team that we have and hope we can turn it around in the second half of the season. I feel like our defense is a little bit better than our offense this season, and I'm probably right in that assumption. And yeah, 115 points left. I mean, our defense has been okay. Rush-wise, we've been second best in the league, so that's cool to see. Passing has been a weakness for us, but we're not really letting people score against us. It's just our offense needs to step it up. I guess 2-4. It's going to be tough to make the playoffs. It is still a chance that we can. I mean, taking on the Seahawks, we should be able to beat them. We go 3-4 there. Titans, we got to be able to beat them. Beat the Texans and the Jaguars. We've got the next 4 games are huge in determining where we're going to finish. If we win all 4, we're 6-4. I mean, again, you guys won't see that, but I'm hoping that maybe we could win it. I'll see you guys at the end of the season. I am stressed. Well, we went 9-8, but so did everybody else. And because of the start we had, the 2-4 start, we ended up missing the playoffs. Not that we didn't play well. We were just in a tough division this year. I mean, the bad start didn't help. We went 7-4 the rest of the way. I mean, that's pretty good. It's just, we should have been like 4-2. It would have been nice in the first half of the year. Unfortunately, that wasn't the case. Let's see this team. Let's see how we did, though. Did we end up winning those games? Beat the Seahawks. We lost to the Titans. But then we beat the Texans, beat the Jaguars, lost to the Texans again. There, beat the Jets, beat the Bills. Yeah. That's a tough loss there. A couple tough losses. This one's kind of a beatdown. Yeah, it's unfortunate. But what are you going to do? Would have been nice if we would have had a better first half of the season before our bye. But unfortunately, just not quite good enough as we end up missing the playoffs. Here's the playoff picture in case you guys are curious. And Texans made it. Jaguars didn't make it. They didn't make it. Yeah, no, we were. Yeah, Texans were the. I didn't see the Titans there, so I don't think the Titans made it. Yeah, so we're the only team that make it. So unfortunately, season ends and the video ends on a missed playoff appearance. 9-8. I mean, at least we didn't go like 5-12 or something and like really embarrass ourselves. It's just unfortunate that we just had a great first half of the season. I mean, I guess Richardson was okay. Nothing too crazy from him. Taylor had a great year. Receiving wise, Harrison solid. Downs missed a few games. Pittman Jr. missed a game. I mean, you know, in and out of the lineup here and there. A couple guys. UCR blocking was satisfactory indeed. Osu Koromora. I mean, 140 tackles, 8 tackles for losses on 1.5 sacks. I mean, that's pretty good in interception. Bolton, Kenny Moore did their job. Six sacks for Forrest Buckner, still doing his thing out there. 5 from Perryman. I wrote that guy off, man. A lot of interceptions. A lot of guys had interceptions, which was cool to see. Gay, 11-14 kicking. Camarda, punting, and you can see the kick return, punt return. So, I mean, we ended up 12th in terms of total offensive yards. So we ended up picking up in the second half of the year. Just not quite enough to overcome how bad we were in the first half with 2-4. So, tough division as well. Everybody was like 9-8. It's tough. Tough. But you win some, you lose some. I mean, we got to the AFC Conference Championship. We were close. Unfortunately got blown out. And then we made it the next season as a wildcard team. Lost to the Chargers by 3 points. Not much you can do about that one. So, let's see what happens in the Super Bowl. And then close out the video. And the Ravens beat the Falcons 23-17. Yeah, you see how those ratings? Like, the ratings look good on paper. Just, for some reason, they don't translate the results all the time. And let's see the team. Patrick Queen, Super Bowl MVP. Josh Allen, MVP for the entire NFL. Mike McCarthy, Coach of the Year. Josh Allen, Offensive Leader, Defensive Leader. Parsons, Gabriel, Cardinals, Ed Bottrell, Nixon from the Rams, Offensive Defensive Player of the Year, Rookies of the Year, respectively. So with that being said, let's go to the full screen and close up the video. Alright guys, well that's good for me. Hope you enjoyed the video. If you did, leave a like, subscribe, comment down below some of our videos over socials, playlists, second channel, main channel, down in the description if you do like other content from me, TJP. So we have our next team, which could be an NFC Conference Championship, or NFC team. So let's see the NFC Conference standings. Let's look at NFL standings, and I'll tell you guys right now who it's going to be. Next team will be the Cardinals, because they were 4-13. So that'll be our next team that we're going to rebuild. Hope you guys enjoyed the video. We'll see you soon. Take care, everybody. Peace.